Welcome to Meet the Polymaker. I am your host, Joel, the host with more filament than he has sense. Welcome in, everybody, to today's show. If you're new here, we talk about 3D printing news. We share community prints from our Discord at discord.polymaker.com, specifically the Show Off Prints channel. And then we ultimately meet the next maker of the week. And we have another maker. As you've seen in the title, it'll be CyberJoules. I did some Twitch streaming, does some props, does some gaming, does a little bit of everything. We'll learn more about that here in a little bit. But to get things started, let's head on to Hot in Headlines. That is not a tongue twister at all. Head on to the I can't even say it slow. Head into the Hot End Headline. Anyway, we're talking about reducing CO2 emissions with 3D printing. So a Dutch bond company is looking to reduce CO2 emissions through 3D printing replacement parts rather than traditional manufacturing methods. Now, this doesn't mean replacing all the parts with 3D printed parts, but they're actually using a tracking system from 3D Spark platform that actually tracks how much CO2 emissions are being used in said production, whether it be manufacturing or of additive manufacturing, 3D printing those parts. And certain parts do take less of a footprint onto the emissions than traditional ways. So this is kind of figuring out what ones are more efficient and make more sense for the impact on the environment. Europe is starting to have a lot more stricter laws on like waste, emissions, etc. So this is kind of flowing with that. And again, it's not a bad thing to do anyway, because let's do less harm to the environment while producing what we still do need. So we'll look to where they're going to improve and what their percentage. Right now, it's about a 10% accuracy on the tools and everything of generating the emissions calculations. A plus minus 10% accuracy, not a 10% accuracy, plus or minus on the results they get. But again, it'll be nice to see as this gets more accurate, being used in other platforms, other manufacturing methods of, hey, 3D printing does make more sense in this bit. Maybe cost wise it's around the same, but it has 50% less harmful emissions. It's the way to go. So we will see where that takes us in the future, because we need to save our planet, people. Next up, we have 3D printed glass for bone growth, and this is a bioglass. The researchers that printed out a silica-based scaffolds that supports bone cell growth so far in rabbits. This is a skull as a demonstration. Hasn't been done on humans yet that we know of. But Green 3D Printing has a new inorganic bioactive glass. It's made without toxic binders or extreme centering. So it's, for the most part, printable, installable, implantable, I guess we'll say. It's tailored bone implants. The glass can be printed to match defects and then harden at 700 degrees Celsius, preserving bioactivity. So longer healing support. We'll see. It's a greener way to do things, and another way for, again, the custom, because not everybody's bone structure is the same, whether they've been through accidents or diseases have taken away bone mass. Nobody's the same. We're all unique in that way. So this will help in helping people with bone growth or bone issues where they need enhance bone growth. So again, we've seen so many advancements in medical. These things are amazing, and I'd love to really get some in-depth. Maybe you have a medical person on the show sometime, just to find out a little bit more about this stuff. Next up, we have Prusa's mobile slicer. It has now got an easy print feature that allows it to use or to utilize other brand of printers. That's Prusa, Elegoo, Anycubic. I'm not sure the whole list, but a lot more. This is allowing users to slice directly from their phones or tablets and send the prints over Wi-Fi to non-Prusa machines. So you might ask, like, how's this different than like Bamboo Handy for Bamboo? Those don't slice the files there. Like, those can take the files off of MakerWorld that are already available with profiles and then send them to your printer. This is actually, you know, if you have the tablet, you download an STL, you want to slice it and send it to your Bamboo or your Elegoo, you're gonna be able to do so now, which is, it's pretty awesome. Right now, built-in profiles cover around 22 printer brands for cross-brand slicing, and they position it as an open tool, moving away from the locked ecosystem that they've had previously. It allows scaling, support generation, and infill editing, so you're able to do a lot of stuff. And this is just the first iteration of it. So where it can go from here is a full intact slicer with all the features that we've grown to love through Orga Slicer, Bamboo Studio. So we'll have to see where this goes. I'm sure a lot more people are going to start implementing it. Next up, we have more medical, and this is more not the medical part of it, which is very awesome. It's giving a prosthetic to a fourth grader that, you know, that doesn't have a full hand. This is allowing him full motion use, almost full motion use, with a 3D printed prosthetic. And what makes this article awesome is not just the prosthetic itself giving that mobility to the child. This is done from one of his teachers who happens to 3D print, and it's this the STEAM teacher at Phoenix, which design based is on Phoenix Unlimited version 2. It's purely via wrist motion, no electronics needed. But again, this teacher was a STEAM teacher at his location that did it just out of the kindness of his heart. And that I think is awesome, because we see a lot of nonprofits, which are amazing. I'm not downplaying that at all. But for a teacher that obviously has the passion for these students to help them learn, help them grow, and do such things as this, I can only imagine every school I have a teacher like this would be amazing. So if you're part of a school system, keep doing awesome things like this guy. And last but not least, we have Machines in Motion. This is a book coming alive with mechanics. It's 3D printed pages driven by an internal motor, battery, and switches. Multi-material printing embeds text and mechanism seamlessly in each page. And this is kind of not want to say ASMR, you could do ASMR, but more for teaching people, whether it be students or even adults, mechanisms on how they work and how they the structures are and what they can actually do with tactile movement, mechanical actions via real movement. But font choice, Futura font printed surprisingly well on the mechanical pages, the designer said. And this is available if you go to Alex Made It on his YouTube. He did a video on this, and I believe you can download it now. I think the link is up now where you can download it and print it yourself. If you want, number one, a cool print, but another, especially again, if you're in teaching, or you want to show the mechanics of things and just kind of functional printing. While this is a fun piece, it's also, you know, demonstrates the functionality that we can get from 3D printing. So just an awesome design. And that is it for Hot End Headlines. Now we're going to spool on over to Spool to Spotlight. Spool on over. Yeah, that was an on the fly thing. Didn't quite work. Ooh, the mic's in there. Let's go down here. I can still see my audio, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. First print, again, all shared on our Discord at discord.polymaker.com. This print was printed by Hadron, and it is available on printables. It is the multi-use case with inserts, modeled by or designed by James the Printer. And this doesn't do much justice. This was just a very clean print. Hadron is very well known for amazingly clean prints on everything he prints. Right, Hadron? But no, honestly, it was a very clean print. It opens up. It's hard to see in the picture, but it is a box. It does open up for storage of small items. Or I guess you could scale it up if you wanted to. But it's multi-use, and you can pair them all together. Next up, we have Children, period, who printed a multi-print. So this is the rope tray plus some more. There's actually, I think, 5 models available or part of this print. The rope tray is one of the largest parts. That's designed by James the Printer. The coop is another design. I think the chickens are another design, and maybe even the rake. But it's a Zen garden. It's a Zen garden with a chicken coop and chickens, which I thought was just awesome. It's a very clean print. If you go over to our Show Off Prints channel, you'll see this, and he has links to every single model that is in this print. So if you're interested, all of that information is right there on the Discord. Next up, we have Dilligaff has printed Shenron from Dragon Ball Z. You guys all recognize that. Of course, multicolor. This is all pieces, I believe. So you don't have to have a multicolor printer. I could be wrong, but I think I've seen it in pieces. But this is a design by X1 Carby. It is available on Maker World. So you can download it yourself and print it at any scale. This is, I think, maybe a little larger than the original scale. but a great clean print nonetheless. Next up, we have Midnight Wolf, copyright. And this is the floppy alligator designed by Bearded Printer, available on things.com for free. And this was done in our new rainbow gradient, or our silk gradient rainbow filament. So beautiful print. Floppy stuff is always fun. If you like that tactile feel of things, it is a great fidget toy, I guess is what you could call it. And Bearded Printer has many floppy fidget toys that you can download. So take a look at his profile. And last but not least, if I click it, Polymaker Pete, he's back in the game with multicolored not so mini dudes. And this is the Predator mini dude from Wexter, available on his Patreon. This was done on the Prusa XL, I think 320 millimeters tall. I could be wrong on that, but I think 320, of course, multicolor, and just turned out fabulous. A lot better than his first one that may or may not have failed a certain way through. But this one came out clean. And if you're at 3D Printopia this weekend, this will be on display at our booth. So come check it out, and you can hold him like a little baby, take some pictures, whatever you please. But if you yourself have some awesome prints, you guys are sharing them like crazy, share them in our show off prints. Please share a link of where we can get that model, even if it's behind a paywall. Where'd you get that model? We'd love to know, so we could download and print it ourselves if we feel so inspired to do so. And again, the good, the bad, the ugly, share anything. They're all fun to share, and you'll never know if I might share it here on the show. So thank you all for what you have shared. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and after that, we're going to meet CyberJoules, our next maker. So stay tuned.
Whoa, I'd love to get into 3D printing, but I live here on the sun where the UV rays are nuts.
Wait just one moment there, strapping young chap. Have you ever heard of Polymaker ASA? Polymaker ASA is UV resistant, so it is the perfect application for printing near or around the sun.
No way, bro.
Yes way, brosif. Here, try it out.
Radical, man.
If you need a weather-resistant material, make sure you check out Polymaker's ASA.
Printing on the sun is no problem at all with Polymaker ASA.
Imagine owning some of the best songs about 3D printing this Discord has to offer. Polymaker presents 3D Printing Hits by Silverback and Little D, the best renditions of some of the greatest hits of all time. Hits like Hallelujah, Polly Smooth Criminal, All That She Wants Is Another Printer, Print Away,
There you go, print away.
Still the TD1, All About That Bag, No Stabbies, and Polyman.
It's a file tonight. We're all in the mood to see it extrude, 'cause you've got your printer tuned right.
Reserve your CD today with a special TV offer by going to polymaker.com and paying $39.99. Have your credit card ready. Seriously though, this music was a joke. Go buy some Polymaker.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. We are here to meet the next maker of the week. And let's get right into it. So that is none other than CyberJoules. How's it going today?
Hey, what's up, everyone? How are y'all doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on. I've been, of course, caught you on Twitch. I don't even know how long ago. And just the fun energy went from there to, you know, finding out all the props you make. I know we've raided into you a few times, and you're always working and tinkering with something. So before we get into that stuff, real quick, for the people that don't recognize the name, don't recognize the face, who are you and kind of what do you do?
My name is CyberJoules. I am a streamer here on Twitch. I've been streaming for the past, I think, like 3 years. Well, 3 years seriously. But I started off doing variety, like gaming and things, but it kind of transitioned into me taking my love of just building things outside of work into stream, because I feel like people don't get to see that type of stuff and they don't really see it in action. So that's where like my content kind of stems from, is just being able to bring my background in like computer and electrical engineering and 3D printing to build like really cool animated props and things from like gaming, from games or movies. Pretty much if I think of something that may be cool, I'm probably going to end up building it down the line, which means my backlog is extensive.
I think that's all of us. The amount of projects I have that, you know, I need to do, I want to do, and someday I may get around to. Yeah, I don't even know the number at this point. It's a list.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount at this point. Because like every couple of months there's a game that comes out that's like really popular, really cool looking, and I'm like, let me add this to the list. But do I ever get to it? We'll see.
Yeah.
But
depends how quick the other projects go,
right? right.
Yeah, it's like now what's the hype is the Ripper mask from Borderlands.
Oh yeah, Borderlands just came out. Yeah,
and I know they did some weapons too. So
yeah, I think it's really cool that gaming companies are now embracing 3D printing and just throwing out their models and being like, hey, have a go at it. If you want to do cosplay or whatever, here are the files that you can just go and print yourself instead of having to go elsewhere for them.
And that's the thing too, is with that is, I mean, it's I know it's not free. They have money into making the model and everything else, but it's exposure. I mean, you know, I see somebody wearing that mask. I've never played Borderlands before. Like, what is that from? Borderlands 4. Like, oh, is that it? And then it starts that conversation. You know, the person wearing the mask is probably a fan of Borderlands. They're probably going to talk it up and be like, no, it's an awesome game. You should get it. So yeah, no, I hope to see, like, this is the start of where we see a lot more partnerships and everything, whether it be with Maker World printables or just companies issuing things out on their own, especially because they've got the assets. A lot of those 3D models are in the game.
Yeah, so they're in the game already.
Exported out.
Exactly. I think Cyberpunk was also doing something very similar. Like I think like a week or so prior to Borderlands, just saying, hey, here are the files. So like instead of having to design them yourself, it's like, hey, like these are the actual assets in the game, and it's really cool that these companies are doing that now.
Oh, yeah, and I was surprised too with again the Ripper mask is having it painted. Yeah, it's one thing to just throw the model out there and hope that it prints well, but like it was actually painted well, and of course you need to have the right system. You know, there's some waste involved, but I've seen some crazy masks.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely seen a couple floating around on Twitter. I even like saw Joel trying to print his mask, and it just kind of the support crashed into it, and it was just a lot. But it's still a really exactly, but it's still a really cool print. So especially with all the colors.
Of course, you do all the the props and everything else now, but going backwards, when did you get started into 3D printing, and was the props what got you started, or was it just kind of another idea?
No, I actually got into prop making prior to 3D printing, and that all started in college for me. So to age myself, maybe like 2012, 2013. I was just in my dorm room and I would watch these guys on YouTube make like these Iron Man suits. And I was like, I want to do something like this. So I like did all the research, ordered some EVA foam, and it was pretty bad the first time around. But it was just
a lot more hands-on, right? Like sculpting.
Yeah,
basically.
definitely. and you're doing this in a dorm room. You're dealing with people all the time, and me not having like an ergonomic X-Acto knife, and it was just a pain and a nightmare. But I honestly, it was very fulfilling to me, and it was just my introduction into crafting in general. And then over the years, I've just been building other things, but I didn't really get into 3D printing until I want to say 2017.
Okay.
And that started when I found it was a local class for like $200. They said, hey, you can come in, you can build your own printer. You get to take it home. So I was like, okay,
Oh, wow.
that's not a bad deal.
You get the knowledge and you get all the parts and pieces to put
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, it
That's
was
not a
really
bad
cool
setup
to
at
sit
all.
in. Yeah, it was I think it was like an ANET clone. It was like a Tronxy P80 something. But yeah, it was my very first printer. It was a small little thing. I guess it would be comparable to like the print bed area of like a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, I had a lot of fun printing with it, and then slowly, like all of us that get into the hobby, we start accumulating printers.
It's inevitable. So I tell people it's the rabbit hole, whether it's with filament or printers, you're going down one or both holes at the same time. So
yeah, for sure. And then it just kind of grew from there. And then at that point, that's when I kind of decided I wanted to like stream on Twitch. And I was like, hey, what if I bring my crafting onto the platform and kind of show what people can do? You don't really need much experience, but this is all stuff that I've learned over time, and anyone can learn it, really.
that's the biggest thing too. Yeah, is just even if you teach little bits and pieces, is like I said, a lot of it. I mean, some can be very overcomplicated when it doesn't need to be, but yeah, that's I get my knowledge. One thing reading, but it's another thing watching somebody do it and then just being able to mimic that. And that's for me, it's a lot better teaching tool than reading an article or going through a manual. I don't have the patience for that. So
yeah,
and then
for
plus we gotta
sure.
watch you do
YouTube
all the
University.
fails, so we know how to not fail too, right?
Exactly. Like
Save
watch
some
me
time.
make mistakes so you don't have to. That's the whole thing.
Yep. But
But yeah,
take the time and
YouTube
the money.
University is definitely how I learned a lot. And 3D modeling I got into over time. Like it started a little bit in college as well. But I didn't really start picking up things like Fusion 360 until a couple of years ago when I started streaming. I was like, hey, while it's nice being able to print files that I find online, what if I could make my own thing? And that just kind of, it keeps evolving pretty much.
So now do you do like more organic modeling, or what kind of modeling do you do?
More parametric modeling.
Okay.
So like just generic shapes, anything where it's like fixed measurements that I can kind of figure out.
Okay.
But I am now getting into sculpting. So I just got like a really old iPad that's able to run like Nomad. And I got an Apple Pencil like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Organic modeling is usually synonymous with Nomad at this point.
Yeah.
Which I heard too, I guess there's a beta for PC.
Yeah, I just heard
I don't
about that
model,
a couple days ago.
I guess I do parametric I use 3D Builder in Windows, and it's more of remixing and changing things up, but it's been a powerful tool for me for what I do. But hats off. So now, do you typically make your own models, or do you kind of do your own replicas of props that you've seen, or what do you typically model?
I typically model things on my own these days. Like if I'll see something like in a game or something, usually I'll take a ton of screenshots and then use that as like a reference image, bring that image into the program. And usually it's like different views, and try to form the model out of that. And most recently, this year I watched Arcane. And I don't know what I was missing. I should have watched it years ago, but I watched it this year and I was like, oh, it's such a beautiful piece of animation. And then I decided to build Jace's hammer. And then like I have a couple pieces like hanging out in the back that I'm like slowly finishing up, because I do plan on bringing it to 3D Printopia to kind of like show off as like what I do on Twitch. And it's been fun so far. I put the rod together and it's already taller than me, so I know this thing's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be big.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like 10-15 pounds.
So you see a big hammer just like going through the aisles.
Yeah,
and
just
you can
going
see
through
it
the
over top
aisles.
of everything. Like, oh, that's CyberJoules. I knew who that is.
Yeah. And you guys have been like super awesome about helping me out with this project and like supplying like the majority of the material that I needed. So like thank you so so much for that.
Oh, it's awesome seeing it come together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really fun thing getting to see your thoughts in physical form, and I'm looking forward to seeing it all come together at the end
So
for
now,
sure.
of course, you've done some electronics with it. So what should we expect at 3D Printopia that might be, if it's finished, that we'll see it in it?
Yeah. So there's going to be like 2 series of LEDs. There's one at the base of the hammer that I plan on programming it so it like lights up sequentially, so like one row at a time lights up, and then there's an LED portion at the top that just it'll like fade in and out occasionally.
Kind
But
of
the
like a
main
glow or
thing,
ambient.
yeah. And then the main thing is that the top of the hammer is going to move in multiple directions. So I have 16 servos installed right now. And I still need to put the servo arms on, but I'm really confident that it's all going to come together. And it all kind of activates via the handle, which has a switch kind of hidden inside the rod
All right.
itself. And you pull up the handle, and that's when everything starts kind of moving and flashing. So
you haven't even seen it yourself in full action
nope.
yet.
I see it in my brain, and then it comes
There
out.
you go. And, you know, it'll be right. So then, is this model one that you've modeled, or is it somebody else's that you've kind of messed with, or?
No, it's something that I've modeled completely from scratch. I think this is
Awesome.
this is like one of the very few things that I've modeled from complete scratch and tried to figure out how things worked in Fusion. And there's a lot of tools in Fusion that I was actually learning for the first time with this project,
Okay.
which is it was one of the really cool things about like working on these types of things is that I'm a complete noob. It's all that I've learned is just through practice and just kind of figuring things out on my own. So it's really cool to like get to use the program in like its more advanced features. And just watching it all come together, like there's like a joints
Yeah.
command as an example, and I'm able to pick relationships between parts and mate 2 parts and see how things would move at a
Like,
particular
the physics
angle.
behind it.
Yeah, the physics behind it. And yeah, that's been really cool. And then when I print it out and put it together and it actually does the same thing, I'm like, oh, this is actually really sick.
Even when you like do it many times, like you know that this represents what's going to happen, but I'm sure like it's all that whole same thing of, even if it's a simple model, that the first time or even the second or third or 20th iteration that you make a model and then it's digital and then you can hold it in your hand like this is mine. Yeah, that's just I haven't done anything crazy. I've done basic stuff like monitor adapters and things like that, and it's still like, this is awesome. Like, it's basically a bunch of cubes with some holes through it, but in the end it worked. It's like, this is something to be proud of.
Yeah, exactly. And like my dream project is to build the actual like life-size Dalek from Doctor Who. It's like I need more space in order to do something like that. I'll be moving in like a couple months anyway. But that's like my ultimate dream build. I already have like the specs from like there's a bunch of like super fans of Doctor Who that I found in the UK, and they have forums where they have entire blueprints and like what did they use in the show, like what are the dimensions of everything. So
they got down to the detail.
Yeah, they got down to the nitty gritty, and I'm really looking forward to getting to that project. I kind of started it in the past, but I had to like put it to the side because it is a very, very dense project. And there's other things that I want to do, especially on stream, where it's like,
it takes up a
it's
little
more
bit of
conducive
space
to small projects. Yeah. That I can kind of work on.
So now on that project, once you go back to it, is that going to be something that uses like multiple mediums, or are you trying to do 3D printing exclusively, or?
It'll probably be multi-medium, probably some woodworking.
I saw one at Open Sauce, and
3D
that
printing.
was some woodworking, and he showed me open up the back, and then the boards and everything that control everything had like almost like a server rack where it was on a track. You could pull it out, and then they had a little shop light that you could had a little chain pull down, you can turn it on. Like, that was just hilarious to me. But yeah, no, there's, I can imagine that's just one iteration. Like you said, there's super
Yeah.
fans that I've probably got down to the internal exact, like this board, do this and that.
Mhm.
So,
And I want to be able to
and it
sit
was
in
very
it and
cool.
ride around in it
Yep.
and
And
scare
of course, I have the
people.
voice modulation.
Yeah, I already built the voice modulator a couple years ago
Oh, so
when
you
I
just-
originally thought I was going to start it, but I said, you know what, I need to shift focus for a little bit.
There you go. Well, that'll be interesting. So then maybe, yeah, because
Yeah.
are you near 3D Printopia then?
I will be
Or I guess-
closer next year.
Okay, yeah, with
But
Philadelphia.
yeah, this year it's a bit of a drive. So
So
definitely.
maybe next, well, I guess it depends on how quickly you would take on the Dalek project.
Yeah.
Is that something you plan on trying to bring to events if you can?
Yeah,
Rent a
I would like
U-Haul
to do
trailer,
that.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
That's one of
For
those
sure.
things that doesn't fold up and fit into the back seat.
No, I can't fit in the backseat of a car, unfortunately.
No, that'll be all. I mean, that'll be a good addition to. I know it's not the same universe, but it'll be a good addition to the droids because I know
Yeah.
3D Printopia supports the droid makers really large. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
really
just
cool.
to see a really big droid will be be pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
But now with of course you do the video games on Twitch. You of course do the props, everything else. Do you have a favorite
Mhm.
video game or what's your kind of go to?
Right now I've been playing a lot of Dune Awakening. So I don't know if you've watched the movie Dune.
Yep.
I recently watched it literally yesterday, both movies. I actually finished the second one like maybe 2
Have you
hours
watched
ago.
the original?
I didn't watch the original, but I did see it on HBO.
Yeah.
And because I started playing the game prior to watching the movies, so I was like, oh, I don't know what the frame of reference for all this stuff is. So I
Okay,
was
yeah.
like, okay, let me just finally sit down and watch it. And I was like, okay, now that I'm playing the game's actually open right now, and
Ready to get back into it.
yeah, ready to go back right after. Yeah, I'm just a big fan of like sci-fi movies and things. Like my favorite movie of all time is like The Fifth Element.
That's
And
a lot of good props from that one.
yeah, for sure. Like the stones and like there's like the gun that Zorg uses that like you push the button, explodes or does whatever.
Yep.
I would also like to build that. So like I said,
Put
I have
that
a
on the
list of
list.
things.
Put that on
Yeah.
the list.
A list of things.
Maybe start off
but yeah.
with the stones first. 'Cause I've seen like the different lamp iterations. I've seen it in different forms, but yeah, the
Yeah.
stones are really easy. And even if you finish and paint them, that's a simple one. You know, you can do that in a day, but the other ones
Yeah.
maybe more than just a day.
Yeah, I think for that, I really want to experiment more with like 3D modeling and textures to see how
Yeah.
close I can get to it. But yeah, right now, yeah, my favorite game right now is Dune.
Yeah. Now, do you play? Is there a certain genre, or is it kind of just whatever's out there that you get a hold of?
I play pretty much whatever. Usually offline, I'm playing a lot of party games with my friends, whether that's Mario Party, Jamboree, Mario Kart, Peak, Repo, like a lot of games I can play with my friends
It's
and have a good
social
laugh.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. I do stream games sometimes. I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to work that into like the crafting side. Because usually people show up for the crafting because that's literally all I do. So if you suddenly switch over to something else, it's like,
That's a video game. Like I don't want to watch
yeah.
the video game. Like, no, come back. I'm still doing crafting. I'm not switching it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is like that juggle of like I said, whether you have two different types, but each type or each community, we'll say each half knows that hey,
everyone's
this
there for a
isn't
certain
just
thing.
I haven't just moved to this. Like it's a variety stream.
Exactly. So yeah,
Now-
I might try to work it into my schedule because right now I only stream twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So
Okay. Yeah. So then you'll be streaming. Well, this obviously is not live. I usually
Yeah.
trick the audience into thinking that it's live until it's not. But
Yeah.
you'll be streaming Tuesday.
It's like
so when
JK.
they watch this, what time do you stream on Thursday?
7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, so
So it'll probably happen at the same time, oddly enough.
You can tune in and watch CyberJoules while she does the live stream while you are also watching this, which
It's like hello from the future.
by now it's halfway through, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all confusing, the whole time space continuum stuff. But
I know.
But
It's really
so
cool.
of course the hammer is what you're working on now. It's close to finishing. Do you have?
Yep.
Obviously, you have a little long list of projects. Do you have one that this is the next, or is that kind of you're going to wait and tease it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because right after 3D Printopia, 2 weeks from then is TwitchCon. So I don't really want to start anything new
And try to, yeah.
in between. So I might like take a break and work on some smaller prototyping. Like I just picked up a roll of like some foam, like TPU
Oh,
foam,
the
I mean TPU.
like the barrier
Um,
shore stuff.
yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
it'll give me time to experiment with that, see what I could use it for. Which means you guys should make foaming TPU.
So I have not picked up very short yet. I want to because I think it's a very cool stuff,
Yeah.
filament. But yeah, I want to mess with it, and I've said that too because especially with cosplay.
Yeah,
that's
cosplay
a
is
huge
huge.
thing to be able to just print a foam piece, flexible, it's strong. So you never know. I always say you never know what's in the works with Polymaker because there's always new product in the works.
Yeah. And I pretty much use you guys primarily for everything. Like my entire rack is just Polymaker of all different colors. I like matte the most. The matte
Oh,
colors
yeah.
just nice.
And yeah, they
Um,
just look so clean when they print too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And with this, the hammer was my first time using silk, really. And I know Zombie Hedgehog came out with a couple of profiles, and I've been using his profiles, and they've just come out very pristine.
good.
So thank you to Zombie for putting in the time to actually like make profiles that actually work, that aren't just the stock
That
profiles,
do
because
well.
that it just sometimes it doesn't work right out the box. So.
Oh yeah, and that's what we actually told people when Bamboo came out. They had a few Polylite and Polyterra profiles, and it was actually better to use generic PLA because those weren't profiles we generated. Those
Yeah.
not sure where they came from, but the generic PLA worked better for a majority of our filament than what the Polylite and Polyterra ones did. So
Yeah.
there's something coming in the horizon that'll make things a lot better and easier. But yeah, I mean,
Cool.
people that really go through and custom tune profiles and everything, they often can be even better, even if there is a factory available one. I mean, the factory can only work so much in a certain order, but
Yeah.
people that print things, real things, every single day, they know how to tune them. But now the silk that you got, is that something you recently ordered, or was that something you've had in your inventory?
Oh no, that's the stuff that you guys gave me. So
Okay. I didn't know how recent it was that you got it. 'Cause I know we got
it was
the new formula.
Yeah. I guess between the first and second batch, like a month, maybe.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you got the new stuff
Yeah.
then.
It ran
Oh.
the same, so no
Oh, yeah.
no issues to report.
There we go. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Especially during the show, like, oh well, I guess we have
Yeah.
a product problem. We'll address it
Like
right
that'd be
now.
awkward.
I don't edit the pre-records either, so it's
Yeah.
staying in.
Welp.
So now, is there with 3D Printopia, of course, going there, being able to show off? I'm sure that's going to be a really good feeling. It's number one to be able to hold your own, design, but everybody's eyes are going to be on it. I'm sure people are going to love it. Is there anything other than possibly attention, anything at 3D Printopia itself that you're looking forward to, whether it's hardware or filament or just seeing somebody, running into somebody, or whatever it may be?
Yeah, a ton of people that I met through Twitch this year, like Liz, Zombie, Layer by Layer. I think Bearded Printer is also going. I'm not sure. Jano.
Yep. Along with
A lot of people in the
2013.
3D community. I'm really looking forward to seeing this coming weekend. And yeah, some new hardware. I've been thinking about like the Perusa XL, but maybe going there it'll probably push me enough to push the button. It's an investment for sure.
It is, and that's one of those things, especially with that kind of money. Is it's one thing to see it online, you hear reviews, hear people,
Yeah.
hey, maybe it's cool, but especially for me, once you see it, it's like, okay, is that the tipping point? That's how it was for the X1 Carbon when it was still on Kickstarter. And I actually, Murph, Jim, Edge of Tech, had his there. And I was on the fence about it, whether I'd back a Kickstarter, especially it was over $1,000.
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes it can be weird.
But
Yeah.
as soon as I walked around and he let me mess with it and everything, I'm like, okay, I'm right there, logged in. Like, there was the selling point. Like, shouldn't have came to this event.
Yeah.
Murph is normally free. For me, it cost me $1,500, but worth it. Like you said, you build on that.
Exactly.
And, I have many other bamboos now, and absolutely love them. But I know the Snapmaker, I think, is going to have.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah.
going to have a booth there because they end up being busy with the production and everything blowing up. But they will have, from what I understand, 2 machines there, so you'll be able to see those
cool.
in person.
Yeah.
And that's the next one I think I'm excited about. But yeah, I'd like a Prusa XL too, but as you said, it's an investment.
Yeah.
So, one of those things. I've seen it in person a few times, and I've been able to keep myself at bay just because I already have enough printers. And it's like, I don't really need that big a one. And for me, not to be rude, for me, waste isn't as important because I kind of have an easy access to filament. But but it is nice to print multicolor faster and with less waste. So we'll
for
see.
sure.
It's
And a larger bed size.
yeah,
I think that's the second to last thing that I need is a reliable resin printer. Yeah, and just a large format printer in general. So I've just been kind of shopping around online and seeing what I could possibly get, which is why I'm kind of worried about going because I'm like, ooh, shiny thing.
too many ideas. Yeah, like, okay, so I have this list of projects. Now I have this shopping list of items
Now
that I need to buy.
list.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing good on Twitch, and you do great content. So maybe, hey, check out my page,
write it off.
my channel. Like, you guys throw me a bone here.
Yeah,
you never know who you're going to network with there. But
that's true.
It's always exciting to see. I mean, not new faces. Of course, like I said, I've watched you and talked to you here and there. But it's the list of people that you had said that you're interested in seeing in person. I can vouch for them. They're all great people. Except Pezla, she's kind of shady. I'm not just saying that and looking at the camera because she's probably in chat right now. But actually, I'm probably going to be like standing next to her when she's watching
you're
this.
standing her. Yeah,
this is awkward. But
Liz is great. Oh man, I first was introduced to Liz at the beginning of this year when we did a women in 3D printing panel at was it 3D Musketeers, I think, or
I think so. Yeah, because I think it was shortly after that she actually introduced you to me, or me to you, or whichever direction that went.
So that was really like my first kind of intro into the 3D printing space, and I was just like, oh my god, there's such like big community here that I never found. Yeah. So I feel like I missed out on like the past couple of years. So I was like, where was everyone? I was on the gaming side of Twitch, and now I found all the 3D printers and makers, which has been awesome. And
really honestly, like in the last few years is when it's kind of rocketed. I mean, the community's been around for quite a while. There's a lot of OGs, but just really build up, and that's the thing is with, like you said, the community is always just so nice, so welcoming. It's like, man, can you just be mean to me so I'm not so drawn into like joining the Discord all the time and getting involved in watching multiple Twitch streams and chatting and everything else. But no, it's a good time. And 3D Printopia is just a physical version of what we do pretty much every day. So it's gonna be a good time. But
I'm in way too many Discords.
That's the thing. I've had to use the subfolders or the group. And it's like I have my like gaming, my friend servers, company servers, usually content creator servers, and then of course Polymaker and a few other ones are just mains. But it's like it's when I get a notification, I have to like click through like all these folders and drop down like where's the notification? It's in, oh, here it is. But you know what, it's a lot of good information, a lot of good people, so I can't complain
for
there.
Sure. Yeah, like I'll definitely have more time to like jump in, but like I just got a new role at my job, so it'll allow me to be a bit more flexible in terms of time.
Congratulations.
So I'm like, I need to be able to be in the Discord and hang out with everyone. So thank you.
I don't miss anything. I suffer from FOMO, so that's like I got to be watching everything, keeping up on all the streams. Like I don't want to miss out on something. Like what if I miss out on that one stream that they talk about something super cool and it's like, you didn't know about this? Like, I don't know about everything. Like I'm in the industry, but I still don't see or know everything. Not yet, at least. So now with all the printing that you do, of course you can kind of see it in the background. What is your current fleet setup of printers?
So I have a Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. That was my first Bamboo Lab printer. And then this year I got the P1S. So I try to buy one printer a year. And then the ones at the bottom are Soval's, like Soval SVO 6 pluses.
Okay.
When I move, I plan on donating those two probably to the local library.
That's
And
awesome.
then on my other table that's like off screen, I have two more soul balls. The SVO4 IDX, the one with the two
Oh, the IDX.
extruders.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the SVO6 Ace. So
And
I have
a
a
nice
little
little fleet.
collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not
They
all
just keep
always
multiplying.
running, but yeah, I
That's how
definitely
I got.
plan on downsizing
I've got
when I
enough
leave.
now that it's not typically running. If I have all of them running, like going into my workshop, the
Mhm.
temperature from this room going into the workshop is
Oh
about
yeah,
15
it's a
degrees
furnace.
warmer. It's like, yeah, these are all running. Like that's
Yeah.
quite toasty. And
Mhm.
now, of course, other things that we see in the background, we see a giant pencil. Is
Oh
that
yeah,
the
that
doodle
was
pencil?
yeah. I built that one last year. Because I saw on Instagram, I saw Emily the engineer. She had like
Yeah.
built one of her own, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I went and I modeled that one myself. Actually, definitely design flaws. I think more so
Learning.
just slicing and putting it all together. But it was a fun little thing I took to like one or two conventions, and just kind of trolled
Any
and
photos where
walked
you hold
around
it
with
over
it.
your head,
Yeah.
like Doodle Bob did?
There's actually a GIF somewhere of me just going Manoi Manoi. And people like at conventions, I'm like, here, take it, and they'll like take pictures with it. So yeah,
Yeah, it's just
it's
a
a
like nice
really
little fun prop to carry around.
yeah. It didn't really take that long for me to do either. The only thing I did was the tip I made with like a moldable foam.
Okay.
So obviously you're not running around with those sharp
Yeah,
3D
poking.
printed pencils.
Yeah, someone
Some
gets
people wanted me to
stabbed.
use graphite, and that way I could write on stuff. I'm like, where can I actually write on
Yeah,
stuff without getting in trouble?
yeah. Like, hey, I
So
know there's some papers on your booth. Do you mind if I just, scribble on them real quick? Yeah, not a
yeah.
problem.
So I just went with the foam. But yeah, it was a fun little project that didn't really take that long for me to do. It took like a week or two.
All right, now, did you do a Doodle Bob at all? I think I've seen something on your
Not
site.
like a whole like costume. I had like a Doodle Bob shirt that I have in
Okay.
my closet, and I just threw that on. I wasn't really planning on getting into like a fully made Doodle Bob suit. That would have been
It'd be a
funny.
little bit more work.
Yeah, but a little bit more work, and I was kind of short on time when I decided to take on that project.
I think the time that you
So
could have
yeah,
spent on that might be better spent on a Dalek. That would probably be a
yeah,
little bit
for
cooler than Doodle
yeah.
Bob.
Yep.
So now with the hammer that you bring into 3D Printopia, like I know you said with the pencil, of course, that's kind of a more standard, probably a little bit more structural piece. Is the hammer
Yeah.
something you'll let people kind of hold and take pictures with, or is it a
Yeah,
little bit okay? I don't know how.
no, it's sturdy. Like some of the pieces right here that are standing up, those are parts of the handle, and I installed the couplers. It's being held together by like PVC. So I just bought the couplers that go with the PVC, and then I actually embedded the couplers into the print, so it's not like it's something
Smart.
that slips out. And then everything just kind of stacks in on itself, and it's not going to like fall apart or anything. So it's structurally sound. I'm like 95% confident it won't break apart. I just probably won't let a really small child hold it
Yeah.
without like
As they
help.
try to hold it and they just tip over with it.
Yeah.
It's too top heavy. That might be pretty interesting to see. We'll have to have some
Yeah.
cushions for them to fall onto. But now
For
one
sure.
thing too with 3D Printopia, I'm sure with talking with Liz and Austin, everybody, do you have a maker chip that you're bringing?
Yeah, I do. I made this design like months ago. So this is hopefully it renders properly. It
Yep.
just has my logo on it. And then on the back, I made new ones. It actually has a QR code that goes to like my link tree. These ones that I made before, they had like an NFC chip in it, but I just figured just do a QR code and keep it simple.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of, I think a set already like just finished printing, so I have to keep running it because I'm very low on time because it's been printing parts for the hammer
Oh yeah,
for the past
hammer
like
kind
month.
of priority.
Yeah, so I should have enough to like kind of hand out. But yeah, it's
You go
a
quick. So do you
work in
know like how
progress.
roughly how many you think you'll have?
It takes like 8 hours to run a batch. So if I just between being work and home, maybe a couple hundred.
Oh, okay, oh, that should be good, especially because
Yeah.
you're gonna be walking around, so it's at a
Yeah.
table. It's easy for people to just yank as they walk by. So with you handing them out, then yeah,
Yeah.
they'll
They'll
go
last a
away
little
in
bit
2 days
longer.
for sure, but they'll last longer than what. There's times within a few hours we have
People take
500 chips
handfuls
that
of
are
them.
almost gone. It's like, come on,
Oh.
people, like just take one. Like it's the same exact chip. Every single one's the same. Like for maybe we have like a Fibron and a Polymaker and then maybe a Panchroma one, but like take one of
Yeah.
each. That's fine. Like we don't mind that. But just, don't be going taking a handful. There's plenty of other stuff to collect there. So and we'll have giveaways, so you have to make sure to stop by our booth. We have some stuff that we'll be giving away, and obviously might be some filament. I think that's kind of what we're known for. And then partner with Magigoo. We're gonna have some of their sure grip, their bed adhesive. So if you want to try that out, this would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
And that's to anybody watching this too, because it's not 3D Printopia yet. 3D Printopia is actually 2 days from the time you're watching this. So now, is there, other than the, of course, maker chips you're getting, the hammer, trying to finalize that, is there any other kind of con crunch that's got you worried? Like, okay, we're coming down to the countdown now.
Nope, it's just the hammer. Whenever I'm working on a project, it's that project until it's done. Otherwise, I run into too many issues and I get overwhelmed very easily. So it's better for me to just work on one project at a time.
Stay focused. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now is what else is left on the hammer? Is it just pretty much assembly or?
I just need to do the electrical wiring, just like the power. I have to route it through the entire thing. And then it's easy to break down. So I'll have a case with me, so that way I can put all the parts in and then roll it around and then assemble it in like maybe 2 minutes, and then it's ready to go. But yeah, it's just mostly gluing some parts to the servo arm, so that way the main head pieces move for the hammer. And then just electrical wiring for the most part.
Awesome. So it's right down to the wire, literally
Pretty much.
and metaphorically.
Very punny.
Yeah.
I like dad jokes.
Out of 5, I got dad jokes galore. Trust me, the community has put up with them for over a year now. So, but now, other than that, with of course, we got 3D Printopia coming up, so that's going to be fun and exciting. Is there anything else, whether it be an event or anything, just in your plans for whether content, streams, or anything that you're looking forward to of maybe doing, or kind of something new?
I'm trying to think. For those attending TwitchCon, I don't know if anyone in the chat will be attending TwitchCon. I do that's it's in San Diego. It's usually always in San Diego. At the convention center, from the 16th to the 20th. And actually do have a panel where we're talking about affiliates breaking the mold, and how you can too. It's pretty much a couple of us creators that are affiliates talking about our experiences and how we impact the space without like a check mark. So like if you're not a partner on Twitch, but you're just an affiliate, you don't feel like you don't feel like you have to have a check mark to be able to make an impact in the space for the most part. So
that's
you
awesome.
don't feel limited. Just do whatever you want. Like, make waves in the space, and just as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, then
have fun with it. That's the biggest thing, because that comes across. And I always tell people that too, like whether you're doing content or streaming, is have fun with it, because as soon as you're not having fun with it, people are gonna know. Like if I didn't enjoy the show, they're gonna be like, Joel, we can tell you, like, you're miserable.
Absolutely miserable.
You are not wanting to do this anymore. And there's days that I'm sick that it might come off that way, but it does. It comes off in the way that you do your content and the way that you present yourself. So that's like I said, honestly, the first time of going into your stream and just the energy, and then what we'll talk about real quick too is you do something special, and I know everybody kind of has different things they do, but when you get a raid. Is that when you do the dance?
The little raid dance.
And like some people don't realize that it's a live dance, right? Like you.
Yeah, and I get up from my chair and I go into the corner where it crops out the background, and I'm actually doing a motion for like half a second and it
And it
loops
just
the
loops it.
animation.
Yeah. And that's the one thing,
took
like
a while
when
to
I
figure out.
first saw it, I'm like, wait, is she, because you said it and you got up to do it, I'm like, wait, is she really doing it? And then the second time I
Yeah.
see it, I'm like, oh no, like she's
And then
wearing the same
sometimes I
stuff,
forget
like
to
it's her.
set up the camera, and it's like a whole thing. I was like, should I run it again or no?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just fun
it's something
audio,
that
fun dance.
yeah.
And
It was just
So that
something I
was-
thought. I was like, oh, this would be a pretty wacky idea. It's not something that I've seen. So I was like, oh, let me try and figure out how to make this work. So between like OBS and a couple of plugins, I was able to mash the whole thing
Get it
together.
all
I even used Premiere to edit
Okay.
a portion of it. But for the most part, it is live on the stream. Like when I get up and go, that's me actually
It's a live
like
loop,
doing
yeah.
something. Yeah.
I commend you on it, because like I said, that was one of the first things that kind of stood out to me of, right now. It's like, this is hilarious. Like I said, especially because I was like, I think she said she's doing it live, and then like I said, the second time I was like, okay, no, it's very fun.
Yeah.
She's doing it. It's a fun thing. And so for those of you guys have not watched her, tune in. Like she said, Tuesdays and Thursdays on her Twitch, and we'll give you links and everything here in the end. But it's a fun and educational. It's not just fun energy. She's showing you things and teaching you how to do whether it be the wiring or different things. Of course, the hammer. I think the hammer project pretty much throughout has been on the stream, and you're seeing all the steps and pieces, whether the hammer or that you can use that information into something else. So definitely worth the watch, especially if you're getting into props and you want to kind of have a head start on it. And again, letting her make the mistakes so you don't have to.
Yeah, and I make mistakes all the time. I
or
made a
two here or
mistake
there.
a couple days ago. I like printed out a servo arm, I fit it, and I was like, something's not fitting properly. What's going on? And I went back to the model, checked. I was like, oh, I messed up here. Remodeled, printed, and now it works. So
now with
it's
the
definitely.
hammer, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. It's definitely just I'm always learning from my mistakes. Like I'm never ashamed to make mistakes, and no one should ever be ashamed of making mistakes, because that's how you learn.
Yep, 100%.
So
now with the hammer, you're talking about mistakes. Do you know how many revisions of pieces and parts and how many edits you made to it?
Too many to count. Too many
Fair.
scrap pieces. Mostly it was just due to some bed adhesion.
Okay.
But I figured it out. Yeah, there's a lot of iterating, especially when I had to break up segments into its colors, because I didn't want to have the AMS switching colors and wasting filament. I was like, let me just segment
piece by
everything
piece.
and print as the color it would finish as, and making sure everything kind of fits together, and it looks good. So
Now with when this is all finished and you show it off 3D Printopia, do you put your files out there for people to download or purchase, or are they completely your
I usually
collection?
just they're mine. I've worked too hard on this.
That's fair. All of a sudden, see like 20 other people walk around, like while you're walking around the same event, like
Yeah.
like, I'm supposed to have the only one having one of these. That's
Yeah,
fair.
for
Especially,
sure.
I mean, it's not like it's just a couple hours of time invested. It's just a little
Yeah,
bit more than
it's
that.
a lot of time. Yeah, and I do plan, like once I finish like changing roles or whatever, doing more models that I can post on Maker World, like things that people could use, mostly like functional prints or edit ones that I've already put up. I think one of the main ones was the mount for the beacon mixer that I use.
Oh yeah, the rock thing.
Yeah, so there's definitely things I want to iterate on, and then I know Elgato just recently released their modules for the Stream Deck, so you don't have to buy the entire Stream Deck. You can just buy the main interface, and you can do whatever you want with it. So
Yeah.
I have a couple of ideas. Keeping that secret for now.
There you go.
But
Yeah, that's why you need to follow, so that way then you see
now
what
you can
what
see.
exactly she's talking about.
And I already like did a couple teasers like on stream about like what I was planning on doing, but yeah, definitely
Cool
a lot
things
in
in the
store.
works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, we're getting around down to the end. I like to end it off with some rapid fire questions. Nothing super in depth. The first two are always the same. But first question: what is your favorite color or surface effect filament? And it does not have to be Polymaker. Polymaker. I don't know.
But I like the Polymaker matte red though.
Okay, no, it can't be a Polymaker. I'm just saying. I always like to tell people, like, just because it's a Polymaker show doesn't mean you have to like shill for Polymaker. There's other awesome colors out there too.
I'm
we
biased.
Know this. I'm not gonna argue. It's a good color. Is it the lava red or what's that? And of course we have a couple different.
It's the army red.
Yes, the deep red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the deep colors. Same with like our ASA that just came out. The ASA carbon fiber is it's like a burgundy almost. I like the deep colors. So
Cool.
okay, so second question. Of course, you've modeled some things. You've printed many of things. What is the one print that you're most proud of?
I'll say my Ghostbusters Proton Pack because that was a cool project that I was able to work on. It was one of my earlier projects too that I kind of had to fix and figure out what was going on. But that one had the lights, the music. There's like a speaker installed, so like it would play the Ghostbusters theme if I like flicked the switch, and I was just walking through the convention. But yeah, that was definitely like one of my favorite builds that I've done.
Awesome. And the third question: if you could do any cosplay, whether it be 3D printed, foam, anything, and didn't matter time, cost, anything, what would be the one cosplay you'd love to do?
Oh, you already know this. The Dalek.
Dalek. Oh yeah,
the Dalek.
Easy enough. Which
Sit around
hopefully
in
will
it.
come to fruition soon enough, right? Maybe maybe next year we'll have to stay tuned.
Yeah.
And then okay, so then of course you like Doctor Who. Which Doctor is the best Doctor?
Okay, so I haven't watched anything after Capaldi, so I can't answer as far as that is concerned. But everyone says Tenet.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I kind of like Smith. I like Matt Smith.
Okay. There you go. I like Matt Smith too, just as quirky, a little more quirky. Than Tenet. So, and I haven't even watched all the Doctor Who's. I just happen to actually know those two. If you ask me anybody else, I'm not sure their names.
No idea.
I know what they look like, especially the older ones. Like I've seen like clips and everything. Of course, the flashbacks they do and all that. But I need to watch more of them. My thing is to watch a show. I always feel like I have to. If I want to actually continue watching it, I have to watch it from the beginning. So that way I get the entire storyline, and everything else makes more sense. And I think they do good on each season.
They try to make it like independent, but there's still like a lot of crossover sometimes.
There's still some cool Easter eggs, that you just you don't know unless you know. Okay, so other than that, if the last question is, if somebody's bored on a Tuesday or Thursday and they're looking to maybe see somebody build some props, maybe play some games, where should they go to?
They should come to my channel, twitch.tv/CyberJoules, JOULES.
I agree. That's a pretty good one. So now, other than that, I'll give the stage to you. Is where can people find you if they want to watch? Whether the new projects that are coming up, ones that you're hinting, what you're doing, where can they find you and watch you? Oh, we already said watch, but where else can they find you?
You could also find me on Twitter, Blue Sky. Instagram is getting more love, I promise. But you can find me on those platforms, all under the same name, CyberJoules. And I hope to see y'all soon.
Awesome. Well, I will see you here in just a few days. So I look forward to it, to see you and the hammer. More you. The hammer's cool too, but but I appreciate the hard work you put into it. I can't wait to see it in person. And I'll let you go to have a good night and be safe on your travels.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. And thank you for supporting this project.
Absolutely. I can't wait till the next one.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya. And there you guys have it. Another show in the wraps. CyberJoules, just again, wonderful lady. Energy's awesome. Bright. If you didn't catch in the beginning of the interview, another engineer in 3D printing. Who would have thought? I swear it's 95% of people I interview on this show is an engineer or was an engineer or dabbles somewhere in the engineering field. It's insane. But again, really good videos to watch if you're looking to make your own props. If you're whether you want to do electrical stuff or just the prop work itself or modeling. As she said, she kind of started from nothing, taught herself along with YouTube University. You can go a long ways with that. So definitely go give her a follow on Twitch. Check out her channel and her shows. I said they're definitely fun to watch. And again, wait for the raids to happen, because then there's, for me, it's probably one of my favorite parts that stuck with me. But again, follow her. If you're at 3D Printopia, you'll see her walking around with a giant hammer. Don't be afraid. I don't think she plans on swinging at anybody. So make sure to go get, say hi, get a high five, get a picture. And we got a few other projects going on. As always, we have Polymaker figurines led by Anchois Dimensions at Polymaker figurines across the board, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. And every video that he releases, he then releases that model available on Maker World to download, whether you want multicolor or solid color. And that's !PM PMF in chat, and I'll give you the link to all those. We also have Polymaker Education led by Creatrix Brit, and that is !PME. And then she does the same with educational models, to where every time that a video comes out, that model then becomes available for free to download to use as you please, whether in education, babysitting, daycares, or for your own children, or for you. If you just want to put them up on a shelf, you'll see a shelf behind Brit in the videos, and that's what she does with them. So do whatever you wish with them, but they're always fun, great models. Have some awesome designers that help along that project. So go check that out again on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And then we have !PML, and that's Polymaker Labs led by Polymaker Sean. That's on TikTok, where he talks about tips, tricks, and troubleshooting for all your 3D printing needs, whether it be with the filament side of things or the 3D printing side of things. They go hand in hand. 3D printer side of things is what I meant to say. But he's hosting it as the Polymaker Scientist to help you along your journey in 3D printing, whether you're just starting, you've been in it, veteran or not. There's always some help that can be had, and he's got it. So take a look at his videos. And then we also have !IPC, that's in printing color, hosted by Pezliz on twitch.tv/Pezliz every Wednesday on our channel, along with, and again, I still haven't added this command, there's also Pezliz Presents, where she's helping us gather a portfolio of designers to be able to have awesome designs and models to use to show off all of our filaments. We got a lot of them. We got a lot more coming. So we need models to print with them. So she is out there scouring the internet for the best and brightest designers. And on Pezliz Presents on Saturday or sometimes Sunday, she either introduces you to those designers, or if it's not the designer itself, it's their portfolio, what kind of models, and tells you where you can get them yourself, so you can download some pretty awesome things. But that is all for the projects currently going on. Many more coming. 3D Printopia in just 2 days from you watching this. As you see, there's no ticker, so there is no giveaway. Can't do a giveaway on a pre-record. I apologize, but if you're still watching, thank you. You're the true supporters, not here just for my filament. Not mine, but but we'll be back next week. Let's see here. A Tuesday stream is a maybe. We'll see. I'll be traveling for another project for the Bosque School Labs. We will have a Tuesday stream, or probably earlier in the morning, with their class to kind of do an update on their Maker Lab that we sponsored, and see what they've been doing with the printers. I'm sure some awesome things, some bright teachers, very bright students. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'll be traveling with Sam Prentice. So make sure to check out what we're getting into. I'm sure there'll be some shenanigans inside and outside of the school. As long as we don't get expelled from the school that we don't attend, we'll call it good. But stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff to happen next week. And then this weekend, if you're coming to 3D Printopia, I will do my best to do a live stream. Might be pretty busy, but I'll see what I can do. So just keep your eyes peeled. Check that notification bar, blah, 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 bell, yada, yada. Be notified when we go live, and you'll never know what we might do, what we might give away, or what discounts there might be. So stay tuned for all that. But thank you again for your guys' support. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, and we will see you sometime in the weekend or next week. Have a good night, everybody.